And then there's another type of guy, a guy who just wants to bang a lot of girls casually with no attachments, and who sucks at game. And for him to learn it, so you have to know whether you're that category who sucks at game or good at game. You have to go watch enough material to get the tips and then try it out. And if it's hard for you, oh, it's still sexual. If it's difficult for you to learn game, then in order for you to learn it, you'd have to take on a false self. Like to be actually good at it, not just like getting a little bit of results where you just work up the courage to talk to her, but to actually be really good at it where it flows smoothly. You'd have to put on a false self. A false self with new beliefs. You get rid of your old limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering beliefs that lead you to sex as the outcome. You change the way you move, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you use your eyes, the way you dress. And a lot of you guys don't even know, but most guys in the world suck at all of those things. And you'd have to get good at those. And in fact, they suck so bad, they don't even know that they suck. Right? And for the guys who've done their makeovers, remember, it's hard to remember. Like when the first day, when I would be like, you cannot wear that, this is horrible, or whatever, you're like, what's wrong with this? It was like this war that happens. And then luckily I discovered these fashion stylists and I just threw them at you, and so then you listened. But before that, it was like pulling teeth. So how do you know? So casual sex, okay, fine. That's your world. Those are your values. No problem. From an evolutionary perspective, I see nothing wrong with that. So go for it. And if you're good at it, then it's not about putting on a new false self. You're just learning some tips and tricks and implementing them. And it's quick and easy. And it should be quick and easy as learning how to say thank you and yes, ma'am. Right? It's like, that's pretty easy. But if it's difficult for you and you want casual sex, in order for you to get through this process to actually succeed and internalize these principles, you'll have to put on a new personality. That means a personality, a coherent personality, coherent identity. That means not just a new body language, eye contact, tonality, fashion, new words, new thoughts and beliefs, new emotions. On top of that, a new lifestyle. All of those things have to come together. You have to be a new person. But this person won't be, I know you'll hope that this is your superhero, and you'll step into that person, I am Wolverine or whatever, the Wolverine of pickup, whatever it is, right? But in fact, you're just putting on a new false self. And the faster you realize that, the quicker you can get out of this trap. But I've been talking about the vicious cycle, how you're just setting yourself up for failure. And then there's another possibility, that you don't want just casual sex, that you actually want a relationship. And again, I guess you can have the other two. So you want the relationship, but in order for you to get a relationship with the type of girl that you're pining for, you need to, it's hard for you. Like you've read all of this stuff, you've watched a lot of how-to videos on YouTube, how to pick up chicks, or how to get a relationship, how to get a girlfriend. I know that's a very popular SEO search term, how to get a girlfriend. So you're looking for that information, you got all the info, but you can't apply it. Okay, now that guy, in order for him to apply that well and get success with that, he'll have to become a new false self. Okay, so then the warning about narcissism applies again. And then the final one is, I guess, the guy who naturally finds the girl and doesn't have to change anything about himself, just learn a few things like open up to communication skills and all that. And that guy's great too, obviously. That's great. And as far as the Rock Solid Relationships course, which currently, well, Lifestyle Mastery might compete for my favorite course that I've made. But I really love Rock Solid. And there are some guys in it who went into it and found really deep things about themselves and their wives. Not that one guy has multiple wives, but like themselves and the wife that they have, that have improved their marriages. But some of them, they just wanted communication tips. Well, actually, nobody wanted that. Just some random reviewer said, I prefer that there were more communication tips. And I'm like, dude, why are you going to the PUA, ex-PUA world for this? You should go to the foremost expert on relationships like John Gottman and the Gottman Institute, or Harville Hendricks and the Imago Relationship Therapy Institute, or just go to a fucking university where they teach marriage counseling. Go there. And the problem with all of those is, in order to do that, to benefit from that work, you have to sit down at the table with your wife and you do questionnaires and you ask each other questions. Fuck, if you're willing to do those exercises where you're sitting across from each other, you're already saved. You're already all right. I'm dealing with people who aren't even willing to sit down at the table together. Okay, so then that's pre-therapy that I'm working at. But if you just wanted those communication tips and tricks, that's when they'll only work if you're already at the therapeutic level.